Hey all, so I am Lauren Hollows. You probably know that from the LinkedIn tag up the top or the YouTube channel name. But I am somewhat back from a couple of really exciting projects that I'm going to be talking to you guys about over the next couple of weeks. So I'm here because, yay, TAE consultation is out. Okay, so first of all, please don't stress out. For trainers that are watching this, you are not going to have to get your new TAE next week or next year. The timeline that we've got for this is we've got first consultations happening in October and November of this year, and then second round consultations happening in February and March of 2022. So consultations kind of going to run all the way through to the end of next year by the time that they actually lodge it. So we're probably looking at TAE 2023. When it drops as a training package on TGA. Then you're looking at 18 months to get legislation in place to mandate it for trainers and things like that. Then you've got a teach out period. So you're probably looking at 2025 or even possibly 2026 before the new training package is out. So it's 10 years, guys. And let's be honest, the TAE as it stands, it's just not meeting industry requirements. So that was actually one of the findings, is that it's just not flexible enough to meet the needs of industry. There's a whole bunch of reasons for that. And that is, a lot of it does focus around the TAE ASS 502 unit, which was the bane of RTOs and assessors for a very long time. I know how hard you guys all worked on that. I know that the students that I took through it, it was a struggle. It was a real challenge because, let's face it, the vast majority of trainers, you guys don't write assessment tools anymore, for better or for worse. That's kind of how our industry operates. There's people who develop assessment tools. There's people who just deliver training. There's people who deliver training and assessment. There's people who focus on online assessment. Our industry has substantially changed, particularly in the last 2 years in the wake of COVID. So what they are looking for is a more responsive training package. It's also one of the only training packages that has 90% of its units as core and only 10% as electives. So you get one elective choice in the current TAE, which is really problematic because, vet is such a diverse landscape. So if you do not participate in this process, you do not get to complain about the outcome of the next TAE. Okay, so I know that there's a bunch of you that are probably 10 years from now, no, that's fine. I'm actually going to be out. I'm going to be out of this industry by then. But for those of you like me that are going to be in it for the next 40, 50, 60 years until we die, have a voice. Please participate in this process. So you can go onto their website and you can put in, or just Google TAE Case for Change, okay, and sign up for all of these subscriptions and updates. They're going to be running workshops all around the country. There's going to be online consultation options as well. There's going to be webinars and things like that. It is so crucial that there is an overwhelming voice that comes through as part of this. ELICOS trainers, one of the things that they're looking at is the pathways of teachers to get their TAEs for all of you that are delivering in schools to year 11 and 12s. The recognition of the training component that you guys already have knowledge around and things like that. So it is really, really crucial that everyone has a voice in this process. Not just, a few of us, but we really need to know what trainers, how trainers feel, what the challenges are that the TAE presents for you guys. I do think that there will be a very strong petitioning for the Cert 4 TAE for training and assessment to have that TAE ASS 502 component removed, and for it to really just focus on two things, and that is training, which is training delivery, and assessment. So things like having knowledge of being able to develop TASs. I don't think that that's relevant for a lot of trainers. I think that it's developed more by the business as a whole or by the RTO as a whole, and trainers should absolutely have input into that. So there should be assisting in the development of TASs or providing feedback on TASs and things like that. That's really crucial, but it's not really, for development because there's so many different factors that go into actually developing a TAS. So I think that we will see quite a lot of changes. I'm hoping that that's going to be really positive. I'm hoping there's actually going to be a lot more flexibility and recognition in relationship to the different types of trainers and assessors that we have out in industry. There's also development of 2 new units of competency which focus on e-assessment. And obviously this is such a huge developing area. You know, what can you assess properly via e-assessment? How do you collect that evidence sufficiently? You know, all of those sorts of questions, they constantly come up. So in honor of TAE, I am going to be kicking off a series of, I guess, understanding training and assessment, and understanding VET for 2021. A lot of my videos are now like 2-3 years old. So we're going to be kicking off a whole brand new series. Some of it will be dropping here on LinkedIn. Majority of it will be also getting put onto my Google page. I think it's like Lauren Hollow's Mum Vet Educator or something like that. But I will put a link to that in the comments section. So tell me what you guys want to know about VET in 2021. What are your concerns still? I'm going to cover all the basics. I'm going to talk about the history of VET. I'm going to talk about good assessment practice. So how you design good assessment tools for those of you that are doing a lot of development work, because there's so much development work out there at the moment. I'm going to talk about good assessment practices. So, you know, look, TAE ASS 402, assess competence. So how you actually deliver an assessment and how you take that evidence of competency, because that is so crucial. So it's not just about actually implementing the assessment. It's actually about you guys as evidence collectors and how you collect evidence of competency, particularly around practical skills, because let's be honest, a lot of us still struggle with that area. That's okay. It's all right. A lot of us have shitty tools that we're working with, and that's a big part of the problem. Tools can be made better, but as assessors, you guys are the ones that are assessing competency. You guys are the ones that are deeming competency, and there's a legal responsibility with that. The WHS changes that are coming in next year, I think are going to have a big impact on this as well. For those of you that are working in like civil construction, RII, you know, CPP, those of you that are actually teaching WHS, the new legislation is going to have a massive impact, certainly over here in WA where I am, where we've still been working under OSH. So there are lots of changes coming next year, as there always are in our sector. It's one of the things I love about our sector is that it's constantly changing. So all of that's going to be coming out. I'm going to try and drop a video a week. I'm going to try and keep them to like the 10-minute mark. Although some of the ones that are going to be going up on YouTube may be a little bit longer so that we can go a little bit more in depth. And I'm also going to be doing some screen shares so that I can actually show you guys my processes for developing practical assessments and developing clustered assessments and actually like dissecting units of competency. So I'm going to just crack it all up there. My whole library of professional development is going to go up onto YouTube over the next couple of months. If you want to watch any of it, that's awesome. If you do, can you stay around for the ads, because I am trying to get monetized. And then that way I can actually just keep putting up like heaps and heaps and heaps of free content for you guys. And so I want to have a massive library out there of free content for trainers, because, you know, like you guys work really hard, and I know that it can be hard to access good PD at times as well. That's about it. Next week, my book does launch. I will put out a video about that as well. It's with 25 other women from literally all around the world. They've got some very, very cool stories. I'm really excited to read their stories. I've read snippets of them. But that is going to be coming out. It is going to be available on Kindle. So for those of you that didn't want to deal with the massive cost of actually importing it over from the United States, and it was quite expensive, just download on Kindle, because that's going to be way better. So that will all drop next week. Thank you guys. I'm looking forward to interacting with you all again, but put in your comment section what you want to know about the TAE, what you want to know about VET, what you want to know about RTOs, what you want to know about assessment, and I will try and address that over the next couple of weeks. Looking forward to speaking to you all again. This is Lauren Hollows. Bye.